Hello everyone, I'm Psychotic, that's also my screen name. We are back with episode 36 of our Medieval Dynasty Let's Play. Today we're going to work on the fields a little bit, getting everything harvested and getting everything ready to go for the next season. We're also going to see about getting some iron from the mine, and we're going to see about doing some questing to try to scam some extra build XP for technology. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. If you learned anything useful today or you have a good time, please don't be afraid to drop a like. If you're feeling friendly, maybe go ahead and subscribe. But here we go. We've got some supplies in here. So I did some crafting of some planks at the end of last stream, and our kiddo actually grew up into a young boy. As soon as I figure out where he went. Where'd he go? There he is. So that's our kid now.
Hello.
And we did the hair cutting ceremony. Unfortunately, I didn't get it on stream, and I am so sorry about that, guys. But we did the hair cutting ceremony. I took the most humane options that I could. We were kind to our child. But hopefully we can get him to do what we need him to as we progress. So we're going to go ahead and harvest some stuff, just so we can get this cracking. My goal is to have all 3 fields done up in flax this season. So let's go ahead and dump this off here. And you know what I might do? I've been holding on to our oat grain since the last season. What we might do is actually have the farm stop on fertilizer for a little bit and thresh as much of this as possible for us. We're not going to get the farming XP for it, but since we're actually max level farming now, it's not really going to be a problem. I do want to get an orchard set up. I just don't know what to grow because we don't have access to the tavern yet. So I don't know what we really want to make as far as stuff from the tavern goes. I figure we're going to do mead just because of how much damn honey we're pulling in. We'll stop selling honey once we get mead and start selling mead instead. But until then, I don't know what we want to grow in our orchard, and I'm not entirely sure because trees regrow. I don't know if they do in the game or not, but they do in real life. So they continuously bear fruit. So I don't know what we want to invest in as far as that goes. Like, do we want apple pies? Do we want cherry pies? And I just quite honestly have no idea. Need a shear. So we're going to have to sell off some of our pigs. 2 was doing fine for 2 fields of 200 and a field of 50. So I'm hoping that 2 will continue to do fine for what we've got now. But we shall see. Worst case scenario, we get extra manure out of the other animals. So it's not a real big deal to top up if we have to. Because, I mean, we can just make more frequent stops to the inside the pig pen and then out to the stables and whatnot, and the sheepies. So for the most part, we haven't had to. We get enough manure out of the pigs automatically that I haven't had to collect it. I have been, but I haven't had to. So if we reduce the number of our pigs and that becomes a problem, we're still in good shape. So I think, yeah, we got everything up to max. So we're going to go ahead and put in lower taxes or slower mood reduction. I think we're going to do lower taxes and then mood reduction, because our moods have been fine and our taxes have been astronomical. We dropped another almost 15,000 on taxes. So we're actually currently sitting, yeah, we dropped a lot on taxes. But that's okay. We'll make it work. We always do. And that is one of the things to remember, guys, for real life as well, is rich people don't get rich by spending a lot of money. It's not as much about how much you make as it is about how much you make versus how much you spend. So if you live a lifestyle that is below your means, then you're actually going to wind up with quite a bit in savings if you're careful. And that's what I've done. I mean, I've never made astronomical sums of money. I've always been lower middle class, but I was able to get quite a bit into savings because I don't spend very much either. My parents like to joke that I am so cheap my wallet squeaks when I walk, but I also am not in crippling debt, so that's a thing. I don't know if you were around for the beginning, Stesso, but some of my friends that were interested in Sengoku Dynasty are afraid to buy it because they're afraid it's going to turn out like the Wild West version of Dynasty did. So I think I'm actually going to pick it up next Thursday when it drops, and we will likely be switching to that for a little bit. We will probably come back to Medieval Dynasty at a later date. I would like to do a playthrough with quick crafting and quick building just to optimize and make our second go around as clean as we can, so to speak. But I am going to pick that up when it drops so that they can see what it's like and whether or not they want to play it with me. Now, the downside with the going into Sengoku Dynasty from when it drops is we are going to have very, very few resources. Like, we can't look up animals, we can't look up what it takes to build a building because it's going to be brand new, everybody's going to be going through it. So, we're going to be kind of pioneers as far as that goes. Kind of like how we did with the math in here. We're going to have to do those kind of things for ourselves and figure out how we want to do what we do in that game. And I think that's going to be fun. It's been a long time since I've played a game that hasn't been out long enough to have some kind of reference material for it. And I'm kind of excited to hopefully produce some of the reference material for it. I think that'll be fun. I haven't even looked at what trees are available for the orchard. I feel like that's probably the better place to start. Oh, hops, yeah. Well, I don't know, because mead's made from honey instead of hops, so I'm not sure. But we already have honey coming in. Because I know we're going to want mead. Mead is apparently worth it from what I've read, but also it is used in the respec potion, so it would never hurt to have some extra laying around. What's wrong with our animals? No worker? Oh, for the love of God, she was pregnant, wasn't she? Why? You know what? You don't have a job and you have a 3 in farming. Congratulations, you're now taking care of sheep. Or, geese. The pigsty needs repaired. What's the kitchen out of? Kitchen's out of cheese resources, because of course they are. What are you out of? Oh! How did you run out of linen fabric? You should be making 2 a day, and I know there's enough spindles in there. What on earth? My workers hurt my brain. Alright, you know what? Let's back off on the simple shoes a little bit. We've already had to make some extras ourselves anyway. And let's see about making some extra linen thread or linen fabric. Let's see, we've got so how much are they making? Okay, so they're going ham on linen thread. So let's go ahead and if they're making 12 and he's only making 2, then we need to make at least 10 linen fabric. No, half. Half. So they're making 12 and 2, so he needs to make 6. Okay. And then perhaps an additional bag? And then I guess just dump the rest back into shoes. Okay. I don't know, we're getting so out of hand with some of this stuff at this point. It's all I can do to keep it functioning. So we don't have any progress on anything yet. Why is that? He hasn't even grabbed a hammer. I need you to do stuff, man. We're so over... You would think that at this point, we're so overstaffed with people in this village that everybody and their brother would be doing their job as best as possible to not be the person that gets kicked out of the village. Just saying. I don't see any the issues with the... It says that we have 2 issues with the animals, but all I see is the pigsty is damaged. I don't know what's happening. Okay, we are going to have to beat the, not the rye. Oh. So there's the rye. They're actually ticking through it pretty well for us. Oh, we just planted oats. I still have the damn oats on me. That's... Okay. Okay. So my brain is broken. Oats. Yeah, it did all fit. So let's see if... Did I remember to put the 50 back in here? I did. Good. Okay, so let's make these 3 bags, 4 bags, however many I grabbed stuff for. So once we get our windmill up, that's going to make it more productive as far as making flour out of rye. It says that the ratio is better out of the windmill in its description, which honestly means we might have to back up a little on the rye and basically only use the 3rd field for flax, because it already takes the better part of spring. Sometimes the entire... Well, last time it took the entire spring just to make flatbread out of everything. So... Is it just me, or does the still image of flaxseed in the bag look like worms? I feel like that's... It looks almost like bloodworms that you would feed to fish, only slightly bigger. I do think it's kind of funny that they have all these neat animations and the good graphics for the seeds on the ground, and then the image for seeds in the bag is basically just a JPEG that's shaped to the shape of the bag. It kind of makes me laugh. So I'm curious, I don't know if you've experimented with it or not, I know I haven't yet. What happens if you leave something that's grown, if you don't harvest it before the season's over? Does it rot, or can you just harvest it later? Yeah, I haven't either. Maybe we'll experiment. Next season's actually a really good season to experiment because we don't have anything going in this field. So maybe I'll plant some cabbage and then just leave it sit and see what happens. We should probably make sure that that one lady was the only one that came back from maternity leave. Oops. Kids. Yep, she was the only one that came back. That is so damn many kids. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more on the way. 8 on the way. Yeah, I'm not sure how well that plan was thought through. Oh, the fertilizer drop on the floor like I did with the manure? Oh, the meat. Yeah, we could. We also have those bins that make it spoil faster. That's an option too. But we really don't need any more fertilizer. I mean, we have like 1,500 fertilizer, and that shit's heavy too. Pun not intended. Well, at least we can do a sale run again, because it's spring now. So because we've got a shit ton of stuff to sell between the extra hats and shoes and whatnot now. As much as I would like for the markets to sell them, they just can't keep up with the amount of production we're putting out. We get more money when they sell it, but if they can't keep up, they can't keep up. And we could always build more markets, but we kind of need that space for houses. I'm thinking about tearing down one of the excavation sheds and one of the lumber yards or lumber shacks, backing those back both up to 2. Because at this point, I mean, we have so many stones and sticks that we can turn into knives that we can't even keep up with that. And the logs are so out of hand that I think combining the 2 lumber shacks will make that fix itself more or less. But if we look at sticks and stones... Yeah, that's only a season's worth. So 460 divided by 5 is 92, times 2 is 184. But see, I don't want to sit here and make 184 of these damn yeah. So that's going to take for bloody ever. I guess we can make them till the sun comes up. The nice part about the knives is they are selling more than we make. Yeah, I could make some more fences, because we still have to make the fencing around the donkey shed and the stable. We have to convert that from stick to stone. But I think backing off a little bit on the 2 is probably not going to hurt anything either. Yeah, but I didn't see the little person icon next to him, so I don't... And the only time that it really shows up is if they don't have food. I suppose I can go verify that everybody still has food. It's possible that like you said, one of the ones without a worker ate all theirs. Hey, Fizz. I'm sorry about yesterday, man. I accidentally put the popped out chat behind Firefox and didn't see that you had said anything until after the quite a while after you had said something, and I am really sorry. I feel terrible about that. Yeah, but the I don't think it's the workers issue. I think it's because there's 2 animals here. 3x yelling at the game until you figured it out. Yeah, fair enough. Yep, see, feeding those guys fixed it. Oh, our wood demand is 426. No, 629. Where did I get 426? So we'll say 630 divided by 20 is 32 crafts. So we'll downgrade that to 31. And in our woodshed, we are producing 48 crafts. Yep, that's why it's doing what it's doing. So let's actually take that down to like 28 until we get caught back down again. Now our sticks are already out of hand, so let's drop those back to 80. And we'll increase our planks a little bit. Now I think something else that we're going to do is we're going to back off on the clay. We're going to keep what we have in there, but we're going to stop making clay vials, because 20 per clay is decent money, but 60 per log is better money. So we're going to try to make 34 crafts, no, 68 crafts of out of the workshop instead. And back off on the clay vials completely. So we can always make some for our own use. We don't really need them to provide us. That's not going to be enough. That's only 12. Oh, man. Oh, man. Okay, so they can do 12 crafts. So let's go into our lumber again. So that would effectively be 6 planks. Or 6 plank crafts to get 12 planks. So we're going to leave this at 12 so that we have stuff to do in the interim as well. And then let's bump our logs up. So we're going to need at least... Okay, so that's 43. And then we're just going to kill this one. Oh, they're making sticks and shit too. Sticks and stuff too. That's part of the problem, I'd bet. Okay, so we have a 5 and a 4 here. And we've got a 4 and a 3 here. So we're going to take our 5, who is Zdamir. And we're going to put him in here. Oh, I want by name, please. Okay. And then over here... Okay, so that's going to give us somebody... Oh, we lost somebody on the mine anyway, so that actually works out. So let's go by these. So that one's a 3, and she's pregnant, because of course she's pregnant. They're always pregnant. I feel like everybody in this damn village is pregnant. Okay, so let's, who's the other person on the woodshed? Rasimir? So let's put him in the mine. R for Rasimir. Okay. And then that's the one that's furthest out. Right? Yes. Cook even? Oh, crap. Yeah. Yeah, the problem with cooking the meat into cooked meat is we're not growing onions anymore because they're the same season as flax. So we wouldn't have much to use them with. But I am going to do a huge cooking bender on rye. So that's a thing. We might actually make some more hats with the wool that we harvest. Because we've got him set up to be more or less balanced on the amount of wool harvested versus what he's making. So if we take the wool that we harvest and make hats out of that with this, that'll put us in a pretty good spot, I think. We just need the sheep to wake up. I don't understand, like, I get the other villagers in, like, Gustovia or Lenica or something like that. I get them not wanting to talk to you when they're sleeping. But in your own village, I feel like you should be able to wake up the animals and wake up the people to talk to them. I mean, it's almost like they forget whose house they're sleeping in. Okay. In the tool stall, we've got selling stone knives, right? Iron knives for money, right? And bronze shearing scissors until the rest of those are gone. Okay, and then we've got the food stall is selling honeycomb for now. The flatbread, oh my god, there's still 170 flatbread left. Are you kidding me? And we're over 2,000, we're almost at 2,000 cabbage now, and we are over 2,000 meat. This is... Oh. This place is really big now. Like, we've come a long, long way. Every now and then when I run down the main street, it just strikes me as we've done quite a lot. I kind of see the merit, and I think if we do a Season 2 after Sengoku Dynasty, I think what we're going to do is we're not going to fool around with the cows. We're probably not going to fool around with the geese. We'll probably sell off the donkey shed after we get the horse. But I think we're going to try to more streamline the village into things that are the most profitable, while ignoring the things that really aren't worth the effort. Like logs at 60 coins apiece are worth significantly more than cheese that takes 3 steps to the process and is only worth 100 coin apiece. I think we'll basically make it a farming slash mining community and ignore a lot of the other stuff. The herbalism shack's hit and miss. The herbalism shack is useful. The potions are definitely needed, but we don't need them as constantly as they're making them either. Because they're constantly pulling in more materials for us, which is good, but I think we've used like 3 of the tier 2 healing potions. We've got 25 on us and then a bunch more in storage. So do we really need them to keep gathering materials for that? It's not like we go through a whole ton of them. And the poison's neat for the arrows, but honestly it's almost more of a pain in the ass because it sorts them into 2 different stacks when the poison's used. Yeah, we used to use the O/ for Wave from way back in the day, like when I was playing Vagabond's Quest, which was a text-based MMO. We used to use that. Well, that was, what, the early to mid-90s? I'm honestly more surprised that more places don't recognize it as a wave. That makes me feel better. That I'm not the only one that's old.
Goodbye.
And I don't mind playing with the younger crowd. I really don't. Most of them are okay. Every now and then you find an absolute gem where they're actually pleasant. It's just the majority, and unfortunately they get a bad rap, but the majority of that crowd is frustrating to older folks. We've already made our stupid mistakes and learned from them, and they're still coming into that age where they're just starting to make them.
How are you? Whatever you need.
I wonder if I can make this run sprinting the whole time. Because we've got max points in stamina used for the horses, and we've got the horseshoes on it, so I'm curious to see if we can actually make the run between these 2 villages along the road without breaking sprint. You know, that's not as stupid as it sounds, though. I mean, if you think about it... Well, I guess it does say horseshoes. But no, if you think about it, like, that's not necessarily stupid. That was kind of intuitive of you, to think that you would probably need 4 horseshoes for your horse. I mean, I'm sorry it didn't work out that way, but I can see how you would make that mistake.
My wares never disappoint.
Okay. 306,000. That's not bad for a sales run. We only had 2 villages left to go. And I mean, we could go back and get some more materials to bring too, but I'm not particularly... Seriously? You can run full on into some things and it's fine. Then you nick something and your horse is like, nope, down we go. Alrighty. Alright, we need to cut off clay. I keep forgetting to cut off clay. We could increase our limestone by the clay amount. That's probably not a terrible idea. We'll just cap that out until we can get some of this construction done. Alright. And those seem to be coming along pretty well. I feel like 100 sticks might be too many. Oh my god. The leather is just a blight. And we kept our 50 oats back, so that's all going to go turn into animal feed. So I think at this point we are going to thresh the rye, which is going to take most of the rest of the season, and then the rest of the season to turn it into flatbread. So we're probably going to stop here for the night, guys. We've got 6 days to finish our technology trees to the bottom. I don't consider, like, this isn't necessary. We got the builder's hut. This is just an upgrade in storage space. This is just an upgrade in quality on the fishing hut. And this is just an upgrade in the barn. I do want to get the windmill because that's a new building. And I do want to get the tavern because that's a new building. But otherwise, that's our goal before the 10th, which is when the Sudoku, I keep calling it Sudoku. It's when the, Japanese version of Medieval Dynasties is coming out. So we will be trying to run a series on that from the very beginning because we'll be doing it without any kind of reference. So that'll be kind of fun. We won't be able to look anything up. We'll have to figure it out ourselves. And then after that, we will probably come back to Medieval Dynasty. Probably not to this dynasty. We will probably start a new one, but we will do it with the crafting times and building times turned off just to make it a little bit more reasonable. But those are our plans for the near future anyway, so if you guys are interested in that, that's a thing that's going to happen when the game comes out, and we're going to try to get to the end of the new buildings before then. So that's our goal. If you learned anything useful today, if you had a good time, please don't be afraid to drop a like. If you're feeling friendly, maybe go ahead and subscribe. But either way, have a fantastic rest of your day, and we will see you guys next time.